having that awareness and going into a relationship with someone, or maybe wanting to be in a relationship with someone, because I know these areas that I need to grow in, because I know these areas where I need to be careful, I know those areas where I need more help. Having that knowledge helps me to better go into a relationship and setting up boundaries, or maybe, depending on what kind of relationship it is, having help or leaning on that other person for help.
Well, the first thing, society tells you that you should not be self-aware, that you are very much floating through this life, feeling everything, reacting to everything, and being a part of everything. And that's what the world today tells us to do. Very much not reflecting on ourselves, not being internal. Living in today's world is incredibly hard. Because that's the reflection that I feel like I do, and a lot of people do, and I have to constantly fight that, is having that reflection of like, okay, how do I compare to this, how do I compare to that, especially with social media and all that. Like, you're always comparing yourself.
I'm still learning. I'm still learning about myself, still getting to know who I am, and that was something that I realized in a relationship with, well, if I can fall this easily, then I don't know who I am. I don't know if I'm going to be easily.
But interpreting them into feeling and allowing those to guide our actions is kind of where I've come to know myself deeper, because I can understand that if I'm feeling this emotion of jealousy, that might point to a certain wound or weakness of mine. So I think that looking deeper into the root of what I'm feeling is able to kind of like center me and help me process what's going on around me.
There have been a number of times, like you talked about, where we take some time to step back and think, and I think that helps us in a sort of self-mastery. And even like when you were just talking about of thinking, like this introspective piece is so important, because if we're going to talk about self-mastery, I don't even know myself, like what is there to master, you know?
So knowing my weaknesses and knowing my strength just helps me better be a gift to someone else.
You may think that you're really calm, cool, and collected in these situations, but in reality, there are things that you can work on, and there's more self-awareness to be gained. So I think asking others, to people who you trust in the right situations, to reflect with you as well.
So I think that making time for myself is very important. So a lot of times when I'm in big groups, especially when I'm at school, I'll just try to take a few moments away, whether I'm going outside or sitting on a bench away from everyone, just to process what's going on around me. And I also find that journaling can be helpful, not like an extensive list of everything that happened or everything I'm feeling, but just honing in on a couple key emotions or different things that I'm feeling. And then throughout the month, you're able to look back at them and see how you're progressing through them. And then I also think that researching different books on topics that you're struggling with or desiring to grow in can be helpful, because in that space of reading, we're allowing our intellect to grow. And so when we think about our emotions in the context of what we learned, we're able to form a connection between our mind and our heart.
But with that, the things that I know we've really done is, or myself really, that I've done, is being able to just take time and just reflect and just think about my life in silence about myself. Being able to really just like focus on my heart, focus on my mind, where I want to go, where I want to be, whether it be at least once a day for at least 5 or 10 minutes. And then as well as just like taking a full day of just reflecting, be able to just know where you want to go in life. Not what the world wants you to do, not what your friends want you to do, nothing like that, but where you really want to be. I think that's really something that we brought into our relationship too, is like where do we want to be as a family, not where the world wants us to be.